Hello guys, how are you? This is Paula, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening on Monday, and I am just now getting to my video. Sorry, it'll come on late tonight, probably while you're sleeping. Just want to welcome all the new subbies, and thank all the subbies I have for all the great encouragement you gave me, and always do give me. So, I appreciate you all. So, I am working on the Easter book number 1. Now, everything I've done so far I could not do on camera, okay, which was a lot of sewing. Now, we had made a bunch of collage items a while back, and I just dug through there to see what would work. And I went ahead and put them on because you've seen the items more than once, I'm sure. And the only thing I made ahead of time was a flip. And that's because I had all the stuff out to do that. Also, in this journal, I am featuring a lot of Ooh La La Crafts. Kristi over at Ooh La La Crafts has sent me stuff, and I love using it, and I use a lot more in this book than I have in any other book I've done. So I had all the perfect things from her, and it worked out great. Now the lace on the book is just lace that I had in my stash. So I'm going to show you the book and see what you think so far. So this is the beautiful trim from Ooh La La Crafts. It has the little beads and the little bows, and I mean, it is darling. It has 2 different color beads, but they look so great. Now there was stuff on the title of the book. I thought about covering this whole thing up, but I just didn't like the way it looked. So I just covered up the 2 things I didn't want on the title. Okay, and got straight to the point after that. Okay, and then here is the binding, of course. And on the back we have more of the Ooh La La lace. Now all this lace in the book is not Ooh La La. It's just something, like I said, for my stash. The book has the journal has not been bound yet because I don't want to bind it until we get everything in it and know how thick it's going to be, because I want to make sure it's not overly big, because we did have to put double cardstock and so forth. So I did double stitch everything on here. I think you guys already saw that. And I used blue because it was a contrasting color. I wish now I had just used white, but it still looks good. So here is, I'm going to flip through here and show you what I've done already. So you guys are going to recognize everything that's in here that we made together. I'm just thumbing quickly. Oh, in the envelope, I added an envelope that is like a 6x6 or more, and I covered it in this paper to bring it into the book because it was an odd color. And then I used some of Kristi's trim. Look at those hearts, aren't they beautiful? I love them, Kristi. They go on so many things. You can put them as toppers on your tag. You can put them as trim like this. You could put them on your pages. I mean, there's a lot you can do with them. And here is the flip. Because I did the flip on this page, I went ahead and put some lace here on the blue, because the blue zigzag, because I just didn't like the way it looked. And this, like I said, this is a flip, so you can write underneath. This is the book cover for the second book like this series. And this is some of Kristi's beautiful flowers. I want to show you. Uh-oh, I just dropped the rest of the book. want to show you the depth of those and how beautiful they are. They're a very pale pink with a pale pink bead. They're kind of a whitish pink, but you know, it is very pale. And I don't know where this came out of here. So now we got to find it. It's not there, so it has to be before that or after that. Isn't it aggravating when stuff like that happens and just, I have to go back and look. So it's probably not in order, guys. I'm sorry. Or maybe it goes right here. No. We'll figure it out along the way. Oh, there's the flip. This came off an old doily that I had. And I mean, it is really pretty. If you can tell, but it's pink with the white background. It's crocheted. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. There's nothing there. And here's the center. And I added ribbon down both centers. I think they're different colors depending on which paper is there. Okay, so we're continuing on. Here is the flap from the giant envelope. And I just put some blue lace on it that I had in my stash. I'm still trying to figure out where this part goes over here. I might have to sit down and spend some time doing that. Now this is another one we had done in all of our goodies. And it's in the blues. I don't know if you guys remember it, but it was a Rolodex, a large Rolodex with an index card. And I glued it on the book. And then here's a clip that I made to go with it. And I just clipped it at the top of this page because it matches. And I mean, you could do anything with it you want. There's also an envelope in this book that matches this set. I think we just did it all together when we did it. Okay, there's that paper. So this must be signature 2 over here. That's what it is. I should have just had one signature at a time in the book. This is some old ledger paper, only it was for photos. And it reached across the whole book. So that made me happy. Okay, so I'm going to get this straightened up a little bit right here. And we will set it aside, like we should have done with the first one. I know exactly where this goes now. It's the second signature, which goes right here. Okay, let's get it together so we can get busy. I'm going to move this cover out of the way. Just long enough for us to get what we want done here. And so here is this one. They're all stitched on it as well. All the laces are from my stash. And I'm not really doing a flip through. I'm just looking for the stuff that I already added to the book. So you guys will know about that. And then we'll start on some other stuff. Now here's the one that we all did together too. Now this is a big index card. I folded up, stitched around, added this fabric here at the top of it. Because see, this is a guest check, I mean. But anyway, it made a pocket, and I just covered this little round tag with nothing on it except the fabric and used zigzag. Here is the little clip up here. So you see why I went ahead and used it in this book. The next book will have to be more creative because I think that was all that I probably should have put one of them in the next book or in the third book that we're going to do. But that's all right. Now, moving on here. I don't know if I did as much in this one. Here's the center, and I added some white lace there from my stash because I was using a lot of it. Now, as we go over here, you will see that envelope I was just talking about. I'm going to unclip it here, show it to you. It's got muslin, cheesecloth, old ribbon or lace, whatever you want to call it, eyelets, really what it is. Some old buttons and blue fabric. And inside it's got a card with a little bit of blue fabric and lace. Now, I've had those made for some time now, and I thought we've got to get these used so we can make some more or some more of something. And so here's another envelope. This is a baby blue envelope. Now, I wanted it in here for this back. I wanted to do these roses and then add a little scalloped pocket and some of Kristi's little trim. Now, I haven't made anything to go in this pocket yet. I thought we could do that together if we have time. But you can see, I'm thinking something tall, but we'll see. And then on we go, and I think that's the last one in this book. It is. It is. Okay, now, we're going to get started here. And I went ahead and laid out some blue and pink lace because, well, some of these things require it. So we're going to do this tag real quick. So this is an ink stained tag. It's a bigger size. I don't have my measuring stuff with me, but I think it's the 3x6. I'm not positive. 3 by 6 1/4. Okay. So I just laid this doily on and folded it over. So I just think what we're going to do is glue in the middle. Oh, we got to ink this super fast. That's what I saw go on the floor was my dauber. So funny. I have been chasing stuff today because Libby pulls that out of me because she is a mess. I tell you, if it's anywhere where she can reach it, she's got it in her mouth at some point during the day. And I just want to strangle her. And she thinks that Rick's home, so she'll be at the door half the time crying for Rick. So she's made it hard for me to know when she needs to go potty, because she was going to the door and crying when she needed to go potty. Now she's crying for Daddy. We call it, I'm Mommy, he's Daddy. Sometimes I'm Grammy, and sometimes he's Pawpaw. Yeah, we are crazy. We're a crazy old couple. Okay, so here is what happens when your kids are grown and you don't see any adults for a while. You become the parent of a puppy. All right, so I'm just going to hit these little dots right here too, so we can have some closed ones. And then I'm just going to hit over this part that's going to go, and this is just a paper doily. I think I probably got it at Tattered Dreams or Hobby Lobby. That's the two places that I usually buy them. Okay. So, I'm going to go like this. Ooh, that's wet. Let me get a wet wipe here so we don't have our hand sticking to everything. Now, I'll make sure I got it off of there. This is the main thing to get this to stick on the back. You know, you have to really put some glue on there. Okay, so let's press this down too so our doily stays down good. Now, I just decided to do this simple. And I think I was just going to put this Easter, and this beautiful Easter egg and bunny. I've had it forever. It came out of an old stash, so there's no telling how long I've had it. I'm thinking I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. I just kind of want the doily to be in the background. And then we're going to put some lace right here. I had this little 3-piece in my scraps. So I thought, yeah, we're gonna use that. And I'm just going to dab a little bit on here. I had already done it brown, but since we did the tag pink, I thought we'd come back. And so this is going to be glued on. This was a Project Life card or journaling card initially, and I have a lot that I pulled out of my stash to use in this book. So I didn't name, you know, everything in here is going to kind of be in Easter colors, and some of them might have rabbits or chicks on them, or some of them might say something about Easter. But it's not going to be overwhelming that you can't just use it, you know, through the spring. It's definitely spring looking. What was that? Thought I saw something go off the table, but guess not. Okay, now I'll go back and look at this stuff whenever we're done here to see if anything needs to be glued down better, or glue cleaned up, I guess I should say. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of glue, a little strip across the bottom of this little bunny picture. And then we'll add some under it when it dries, if we need more. I just don't like to leave lace or doilies or stuff like that where they've got ends sticking out, because then you just, you know, it gets hung up in your pocket. So I use glue. You guys know that about me. I don't want anything to fall apart or be ripped off or anything like that. Okay, so I'm thinking, let me see if I've got some small old trim that I don't want to put good trim there. Let me put this music sheet up here in case we need it. Okay. Move some of this stuff over. You guys know how that is. I tell you, I start off and I think, oh, I'm going to do great. I don't have, you know, here's some baby blue seam binding. I don't like it, but I like this little yellow. Let's leave that out so we can see it if we should need it. I know in my stash here that there's got to be something that is scraps. I keep a little bag of scraps that are usually long enough to do something with. See, that's too cream. Here's a pink, but it's not. It's a very pale pink. But oh, here's a pink. We definitely need pink for this one because you know, it's primarily pink and white. So instead of I think what I'm going to do is pull this lace that was from my stash into so we don't want it that long. I mean, we just don't have room in our books for that kind of thing, huh? And I think we're going to staple it instead of tying it. I have gotten where I like to staple these in so I don't have to worry about them coming out or waiting on when you tie them for them to be all wonky. You know, I just like them better like this. All right. I've had everything glued to my scissors today. So I got my second shot today. Did fine. I told my husband he shouldn't have even came with me. Because, you know, they have you sit there and you're bored out of your mind, and he could have been at work getting something accomplished. So here is the bunny tag. And I think it turned out cute. Simple but cute. Now that's the thing I love, is that you can do things very simple and they will turn out cute. Okay, so I'm going to bring on something a little harder. Alright, so I went to a garage sale for scrapbooking. You know, it's been a few weeks ago and I put some stuff in. I haven't even got to get over there and get my stuff yet, which I need to do. If there was anything left, you know, or what was left, because I give it to people I know that scrapbook and could use the goodies. Okay, And so I bought these 2 packs of envelopes. And one of them I bought because, well, hello, you're going to know why here real quick. They were index card or index file type cards. See? And so I thought, what can I do with those to make them like pockets or something, you know? The bottom is open right here. And it's like a little grid on the inside. And then the same with this one. And they are in the same place. But if you flip one like this, like I'm flipping this one, and open them up like this and flip them over and slide them in. Let me see if that's right. Yeah. Okay, so what you're doing is you're taking 2, you're sliding this part here behind the other one, and you're butting up to the seam or the fold of the pink one. And see, it folds right in. This is right up my alley. You guys know how I love doing anything with foil. I mean, with file. I am so tired. I've been going all day today. So if I make no sense, I'm sorry. And so anyway, these are what I came up with. And then I thought, well, how am I going to do this? In the end, not on camera, I will stitch across the bottom here. Okay, to secure it really well. I don't want to put glue down there. So, and in here, I mean, we could actually stitch just those 2 parts right there. And that way, if we can do whatever we want with it. But now, these are great places to put titles. Now, the other day, I did some stamping. And I'm going to get my ink out here. I did some stamping, and you can see here, it looks like stuff that was spilt. Little blobs of things. And then I did some with, this was not with you guys. I was doing this on my own. I did some with stencil. That was a doily. Let me see what else I did. Oh, yeah. Let me bring these others over. So I got my little sidekick out again, the one that I showed you earlier. And I decided that I was going to cut out some. I found this tag. I mean, it was by chance that I found this tag. Here's one where you can see it real well. Look at that. Isn't it cute? It has these little holes poked right here along the scallop. I like the shape because it's different. Has the hole punched. You can do whatever you want. And so I put paper from the kit, or from the journal in. And I made several different ones. And then this was from my punch that used to be Creative Memories. And I was trying to do different things. And here's one that really looks like Easter, doesn't it? It's because it's an Easter package. Or Easter paper. And here's another one I just did with some of the colors we used in the book. And a yellow. You can't go without a yellow. Okay, so we made those so we can ink those and use them. And then I made some that I stenciled on. I had all kinds of flowers. And I didn't do very many of these, and I wished I had done more. Let's just ink it while we're talking. And I just thought it was really cute. And during this time, I also ran through my sidekick. It's hard to say sidekick and not say big shop. Anyway, so I decided that I would cut out the little reinforcers that go on the top here. Now, I ran all of those little reinforcers, and listen, I cut these one at a time. That's called faithful. But I had cut out more than just these tacks. But you can see here, you know, all the different colors and so forth. And so I'm thinking, what do we want to use on this tag? I think we want to use pink. So it is going to cover up the flower though. So let's think about it. Do we want to do that? I don't know. We might want to put a little button there. Let's do that. So I'm going to set that one aside. It's inked. And we'll go back to this tag. And I'll get my blue. Now my blues aren't perfect, and that's okay. They're not perfect in the book either. And I wasn't happy. I'll tell you, this was Lawn Fawn ink, and I collected it because I had heard from Jennifer McGuire how great it was. I don't agree. It's not that old, and it just doesn't blend. It doesn't pick up the ink color, and it leaves white blotches. All of mine I did twice, and still there's ink blotches. So no, it's not a good ink, in my opinion. So you could have inked with Distress ink or something, or Distress Oxide, and got a better inking than what was on that. Now this is archival. No, it's not. This is Distressed Oxide. This is this color I'm fixing to ink it with. Let's see, yeah. So you see how much more brilliant that was? And all I did was take my ink tool, and I just took it in circles like if you were trying to shade it into your paper. And it turned out 10 times better than Lawn Fawn. And I'm very disappointed about that because I spent a lot of money on those. I've got about 20 of them. So I stopped buying them immediately because I was like, I don't want that. So anything, we're going to put these others to the side right now because, you know, we're only going to use these two. And at least for now, we may add a third one later. So let's go ahead and use some blue ink on this. It may not be the same blue, but that's okay. Now, we only have to ink where we're going to see it, okay? So you don't have to ink the whole thing, as far as I'm concerned. These have little rounded edges. They're not huge, but they are rounded. Okay. Now, as far as this part goes, let's see, we might have to put it together to see how much inking we need to do on this one. Okay, so this one was on the outside. Do we want the pink on the outside or the blue on the outside? Let's put the blue on this one because it's got blue fabric in it. And so you're just going to stick the one inside. Nope, behind. I'm sorry. I do know how to do this. It's just a matter of getting it in the right spot, front or back. Okay, so this is going to be in the back. Now, I would ink the back of this because we don't know if we're going to glue it in, stuff it in a pocket, or what. I haven't even made pockets yet on most things. Okay, because I usually try to sew them in, but I'm not going to on this particular project, and I'm just not. Okay, so I really don't know if I want to use the, let's do it like this, and then we can just ink what we see. That's what we're going to do. Okay, oh, I want to use, let's use blue. Let's just stay with one color. That's just too complicated. And it doesn't matter to me. Just gives it a different look, so that's okay. And now this is going to show in the back, so I'm going to ink it here. Sorry guys, I didn't get a video made yesterday. You know, it was Sunday and I was in here all day working on this book, but I did not get a video done. And let's go ahead and ink the back of this. In case, you know, for some reason it ends up in the front. You never know about me. And I'm going to ink this little fold on both sides since it's going to be stuffed inside. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, now, we didn't get the back of this one. We definitely want to do that, especially on the fold. Because these don't, on the outer edge, they don't connect perfect. And they don't have to. I mean, you don't have to have them connected perfect. I'll show you why. Okay, let me cover up my inks real quick. I'm real bad to let my ink pads dry out, and let me tell you, they're never the same after they completely dry out. Okay, I've had to throw them away because they just won't hold refill, ink refill. So, okay, so we're going to put this back here. All right, and then we're going to fold the pink one in and the blue one in, and then bounce it on the table so it can't move. Now, I'm trying to think. I think I want to glue right here. We're going to open it and let me show you. We're going to glue right here for this. Or actually, I'd put the glue right here. And then this is going to glue over. But before we do that, we're going to glue the pink flap. Put glue right here. And we're going to glue it in first. And make sure it's straight and all the way up here. To the seam. Now, as far as the back goes, we've got the same dilemma. We got to glue them in the same spot on the front and the back, here and under here. And then we're going to end up with 1, 2, 3, no, it's more than that. 1, 2, 3 pockets, okay, right here. If you want to make a fourth one and you put this on your page along this edge here, you can do that as well. So let's glue so you can kind of get an idea what I'm talking about. So we're going to open this up. I know I have so much on my desk, guys. I'm so sorry. Let's get it opened up. Completely out like this. Okay, let me move my ink. Don't have enough room. If I don't get it over, I've got stuff everywhere. I crack myself up, you guys. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put them up here like this and fold this in, bounce it down, and turn it around so you can get the glue underneath. Now, I'm just going to glue right here because I don't want to glue over. And you don't want to put so much that it, you know, it comes out. Make sure your bottom is flush. And you've got a few minutes with Fabri-Tac to do that, so you don't have to worry. Okay, there it goes. Nothing seeping out. It's a miracle. Okay. Got little balls of glue right there, but you can't see any glue. Okay. Now, we're going to glue this one. I know this is confusing, but you'll see when you get it in your hands, or if you make one. You know, I kept one for a template, so we may do this again sometime. And then you're going to put glue right here on the blue one to make your front pocket. Okay. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold it over, press this seam down. Now, you're thinking probably, because I thought it when I first started putting this together, okay, well, what about the inside ones? Are those pockets going together? They don't really have to. If I wanted to, I could just leave that. See, because now when you open it on the other side, you've got one, this side's glued, but this one is not. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and glue on both sides so nothing is loose. Put it right there. Want to make sure there's no glue seeping so it doesn't glue in the wrong spot. Turn it around again and we're going to glue right here. And then all you have to do is take it to your machine and sew the bottoms. Now, I would let your glue completely dry before you do that because I know I'm very picky about my machine's not very old. Oh, it's probably 6 months or so, but you'll just want to sew across the bottom, okay, on the front. And then if you decide you want to sew other things, you're welcome to do that. Okay, so now we have a blue and pink tag, which we have also a blue and pink type book. So we're going to take, excuse me, I'm taking a drink. I'm super dry right now. So we've got our 2 tags. We got to poke a hole in this one because we're going to put something blue on that pink. And see, I wanted 2 different colors. I wanted blue and pink so we could kind of alternate them. Let me poke a hole in this one. Hasn't gotten its little hole poked in. Wait a minute. There we go. And wherever it got drawn on here, it's not the correct spot. Okay, so somebody, meaning me, put it in the wrong spot. It probably was a different size tag in the beginning. Okay, so this isn't over the top anything fancy, right? But our fancy part really is going to end up being our folders. Now, we are going to decorate the top of these with the reinforcers. Pink on blue and blue on pink. So, just like this. Now, these really are huge for these particular hose, but that's okay. It's really about the style and how it looks all styled up. It's got its hat on or its sweater on or whatever. And I'm going to flip it over and do the other side too, because I've got plenty and I want it to look good. Okay, now let me put my sticker page, cover it back up and move it so it doesn't stick to me. Okay, and then we're just going to cover that up. Now, when you do your lace or whatever, if you do colored, you want to do the opposite too. So you'd want to do pink and blue. And I'm not going to worry with that right now. But I want to show you briefly, we can't get close up to the sides on this and we can't stuff it full right now because, you know, it is. So we're going to put the blue behind the blue. Okay. And kind of tilt it over, and then we're going to put the pink behind the pink. And you're going to get, you know, you can put them wherever. And if you want to put a big one in the back, let's just use our bunny for example. He wouldn't be in the back. He'd be a up front kind of bunny. You could put it, you could put glue around the both sides and the bottom and make it like to hold 3. But we're just going to hold 2. We might add 1 later. We'll just see. Now, on the front here, I really think that I want to put a doily on the front. Now, I don't like to particularly ink my doilies because I think it really does make a difference in how they look. But we are going to glue it down, and it's going to be what decorates the front of the folder. And then I'm going to put it on each of these little spots right here. I'm almost out of these. I feel like I purchased something and then it's gone. You know, you know how it is. Okay, let me center this on here as best I can. Pretty good. Okay, now got that on, and that's very much got glue on it. So I wanted to put like a little reef right here. And I found this little reef, and I thought to myself, do I want to cut the center out? I don't think so. I didn't want the center to be like pop white. And I need to ink it too while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to ink it in the brown because this is actually tea dye. I like it. It's not as dark, and I did use it in this book. And I do have a refill for it, so I'll continue to use it. I know Artie Mays likes it a lot, and I know everybody likes Artie Mays. She makes some very good choices in her books. So really, we're just knocking the white off is what we're doing. Because we don't want those white insides to pop out and be noticeable. Let me look and make sure we got them all. Believe it or not, you can see them if you don't take them and ink them. So, I thought this wreath was really pretty. It was actually a journaling card, but I like the way it turned out. And I'm going to darken that center a little bit. There, that looks better. And we're going to go ahead and glue it down and then decide what we want to add to it afterwards. Okay. I'm telling you, if you knew how many times my glue bottle knocks my ink dauber off the ink. You're chasing the dauber around, you know, because it's rolling on the table. I crack up at myself. I try to be not goofy, totally goofy with you. But I do laugh at myself. I figure if I can talk to you guys and you're not actually in the room, I can laugh at myself if I want to. Isn't that right, Gail? Gail laughs at herself too. And then she makes everybody laugh. She's so funny. Okay, that's where I get my entertainment, Gail. No, I'm just kidding. She's so funny. I love listening to her. I love when she cracks herself up. But I love learning from her. Okay, so here we go. We got this glued down. And you know, I'm thinking green on all these colors. That's what I was thinking before I started the video. I went ahead and went with it because I'd already planned it and I liked it. But I wasn't sure about the coloring. So I need to try to figure out something that's blue or yellow or some other color, you know. So I'm kind of looking over here at this paper came with a little kit that had a few things in it, but there's black and white bunnies. So there's a green bunny. There's a yellow bunny. Let's see what he would look like on there. See, he's not quite dark enough. And I had another one here somewhere. Oh, and it was pink. So see, the pink does, I think the yellow goes better than the pink. Let's ink the yellow and just see what it's going to look like. And we'll actually lay it on there gently and see. We're going to ink him in the brown because I don't have yellow on the desk. And this is really what would stand out on him better anyway. Isn't he cute? I love the shapes of little bunnies. You know, I'm going to set him up on this leaf right here as if he's sitting there. And I'm just going to set him there for a second. What do you think? At least it brings in another color with this green, right? I think we're going to go for it because I don't have another little bunny thing. The other stuff I have is not the right colors for this particular thing. And the rest are kind of, you know. So I do have some different sayings. Celebrating together, rejoice, Easter bunny. That is an Easter bunny. Springtime. Easter egg hunt. Chilling with the peeps. Hey there, chickadee. Hippity hoppity. I think I like the springtime because guess what? It's pink. So it would be the alternate color to the bunny and the flowers and so forth. This isn't quite dark enough to really, let's see, let's try some of this pink on it. That ought to brighten it up, yep. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to add a little bit of glue because I sure don't want it not staying on. Because we'll be able to see this one in the front, but we won't likely see the one in the back if we put one back there. And I don't think I'm going to. Because really, it's just the thing I like about it is the layers of tabs. I don't know. I've got to hang up with file folders. What can I say? We just did green file folders. And I just like them. They're cute. Don't you think they're cute? I do. Okay. Oh, crud. I moved that, and then we got this big blob of ink. That was my fault. Okay. Okay. Okie doke. So, there we have it. And I'm going to go ahead and add our little tags in here. Now, we do have some more of this pink. So why don't we add that onto the blue? Well, you know what? Here's some that's probably would look better. Now that I look at it. Let's put this blue on the pink. Okay. Trying not to be slow tonight, guys. I'm trying to not erase my glue until after the video. So you guys won't have to be on here forever. Okay, now I'm going to get my stapler, if I can find it, under all this mountain. You know what? I think I'm going to tie this one first. Just one tie and then staple it. I like that look. Then it doesn't end up too bulky that way. Sorry, I pulled toward myself there. Okay, so that tie, or that knot ended up on the other side. It really doesn't matter, but let's get it over here. Let's pull it. It wants to go in the back. So that means we have to open it, because I don't like it back there. To each their own, I guess, huh? Okay, so we're going to do like this. Tie this one around, and maybe it'll do better. Yeah, I think it's going to. I think I took off with the other string first, and that does make a difference. Okay, there is a knot right there. When I think about Easter and I think about Valentine's Day, I do think about doilies. You know, it's just it just comes with it. The whole expectation, I guess, of it. You expect to see doilies around around Easter and around Valentine's Day. Sorry, guys. I had to sit at the doctor's office today, which I think's crazy, unless you're having problems, you know. I just sat there for, well, it ended up being a total of almost 3 hours. Yeah, that's what I say. That's too long. But I did bring my gel markers and some of my little color sheets and stuff. Okay, so there we go. So this one's going to go in the front. Maybe we'll put it on this side. I don't know. It'll probably get moved around so many times it won't matter. And this one is a shorter piece of pink. That's all I've got over here in my scraps. So we definitely will have to staple it straight up. But it'll look different, and that's okay. You know, I don't like to waste any of this stuff, so I'm always trying to, even if it's the tiniest piece, trying to make it work. I try it before I give up, you know. Yeah, so there we go. Now let's go behind the blue. Or do we want it the opposite way? try it the opposite way. I know you guys are thinking, seriously, Paula, it doesn't matter. But I want it, it matters to me. Okay, so when this gets pulled out, you'll see the springtime on the tab. And, okay, I know I want to do something with this little bunny. He just doesn't stand out, does he? I'm thinking, let's get some gold, because that'll be the closest to his little color. And let's just doodle around him. Now, because he is on sticker, he's not going to want to accept the gel pen as easily as he could. Come on. Another thing I got for Christmas was Kaiser Crafts, I believe, gel pens. I just wanted a good pack of gel pens, and you know, it was like $35 to $40, but you got a bunch. And I thought, well, it's got a good brand name, you know. I pulled them out today, and 2 of them didn't work so far. I haven't even tried them all, but 2 of them didn't work, and I was not a happy camper. And so, yeah. So even the best sometime is not the best, I guess is what I'm saying. Come on, come around. Okay, now I think, personally, he needs a little eyeball. I know I take a lot of time on some little things, but I end up enjoying them because, you know, I did the detail. Now we're just going to do a little eyeball, a little tiny. There we go. Now doesn't he look better? I mean, just an eyeball helped him. All right, so this is project number 2. And we're going to see how many minutes we've been on. We can do one more thing. Can you believe that? One more thing. And it's an hour. Doesn't seem like it is. Okay, here is the second card that I found. And it was I know the name of this. Trifold? No? Yeah. It's a trifold. See, it comes in and out this way. This is how it looked, only this decoration was not there. So it was just a plain little, and it had string tied around it. Okay, but when you open it, it's just a plain card. Okay, but we're going to ink it real quick in blue. And that way we can have that part over with. Let me get my blue dauber going here. Now this one's got doilies involved also, and some Ooh La La Crafts trim. But let's do this first so we can doll it up a little bit. Again, I would go ahead and ink the back because we don't really know what we're going to do with it. Now, this wouldn't fit easily in just any journal. So, you would either have to cut out your own and, you know, make it the width you want. But it's easy to see how they did it. You know, they use grommets to put the little white circles on like we do when we want to close something up. So we're almost through inking the outside. And now we're going to ink the inside real fast, because I know we need to hurry. Okay. I'm concentrating on getting this ink that I forget to even say anything. So I get to go tomorrow and get my hair done. But then I have to go to physical therapy. So that kind of bums out the hair part. Kind of take away the fun. Okay, here we go. So I just took a Martha Stewart punch, a corner punch, and did the top. I decided just to do the top. I thought it would look fine like that. Now on the outside, I decided I wanted to add some doilies. I know, I did. And I've already folded them. And just center them on there and fold them over. And I think we'll glue the back first. Okay, it won't take that long. I don't know what my husband's doing in there, but he's pilfering with something. Okay, so there, that part's glued. You do want to make sure you shove it up to the very edge. That's why I kind of pre-folded it, so, you know, it wouldn't be. Now this, when you lay it on the table, it's going to kind of stick to your table, so try not to spread it around too much, because you'll end up with a sticky mess. Now, let's do this front part. We're only going to do one side right now, and we can go back at the end if we still have time. I want to make sure we are able to get the inside done. Okay. Now we're going to glue it over. Now, here where this little grommet is, I'm going to try to stick it under there. Should have stuck it under there first. If we had glued this side first, there'd been no problem doing that. So we might not. Let's see if we can get it in there. It might not go under there. So funny, it freely went under there before. It will tear your, so when you do this, I would start from the front instead of the back. And that way you can, if you already have the grommets on, or you can wait and put the grommets on after you get it glued down. Whichever is easier. I'm just using this pre-made one just to, because I bought them for $1. Bought the whole pack for $1 in a garage sale, and I was happy about that. So here we go. We're going to stick it all down. Now, I don't have anything to decorate the outside with. I kind of thought the doilies, see, it sticks down if you move it. That's why I put this ugly mat out here, so I wouldn't get it everywhere. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about taking this glue off at this very moment. Maybe just the one closest to the doily. Just the center, because the others are going to be covered anyway. All right. There we go. Okay, so we'll do the other one over here too. So you have your other doily. So in the inside, this is going to be a trifold just to see what's on the inside, the decoration. But we're also going to make this back here a pocket in the very back. So, yes, I am. I'm putting another doily on. Beware. I may not do any more doilies in this particular book. But anyway, I'm just going around with the glue because of time. And this is where it's going to sit, so I'm just going to flip it over. So it doesn't matter if it goes through. Unless you're super, super picky, because normally I wouldn't do that. You guys know me. Because the glue would drive me crazy. There we go. Okay, now I am covered in glue. Just so you know, I'm going to stick to everything. Okay, so I had a pink piece of paper and I have misplaced it. Let me grab one right here. That's not the one. Here's one. I don't know how pink it really is. And I actually had the pink under the doily. So I think what I'm going to do is just mat it like this. And just cut around it with my scissors freehand. Now, I'm not real good at this. But I try. The nice thing is we have more paper. Okay, there we go. So we're going to ink pink around the outside. Get my ink going here. And pink around, keep going around the pink. The pink we're using is worn lipstick. Okay, now we've got the green here, and this is trying to glue to the green. I got sticky on everything, I'll just tell you. So I think I'm going to go ahead and ink the green with pink as well, because I'm not going to do it as much as I did on the other one. Just on the very edges. Just a little bit to pop it up. Okay. Now let's glue the rabbit onto the pink first, the matte first. Till when I start getting to the bottom, it's like wrestling to get the glue out. Okay. Now this isn't glued down yet, so just kind of center it the best you can. I feel glue, I just don't know where it's going. This Fabrifix and Fabri-Tac, when you rub over it, when you put it on, it's so cold. It's that acetone. It's so weird. Okay, so we're going to put on this one, we are going to put the bunny, and then we'll see what we can kind of put to the side of the bunny. I'm sorry, Gracie's barking, you guys. My husband is, heard him getting on to her, so she's barking at him, I think. She's got a little attitude. She's gone the whole 3 weeks and not had an accident until day before yesterday. I mean, she's done so good. And then I just heard her getting in trouble for pottying on the floor. And my husband's probably ready to strangle her. He scolds her. He takes her to the door and rings the bells. Shakes his finger at her. Okay, there's that. How cute is that? Okay, now we're going to look at this again. We got to save some for the second book. But we have a bunny that looks just like this. We don't want to use that. We have an egg nest. We have a bird. We have an Easter basket, but it's done out of this dark too, and a baby chick. Okay, so I'm looking here, ladies. I'm looking. The baby chick would be cute in there. Nothing will look good down here because it's too crowded. We could put something right here, which we have a Happy Easter we could put there. How about the carrots? That would be fun. Let's put the carrots on here. Now, I'm going to ink the carrots with the brown because I don't have any orange out here, and this is the closest thing to an orange. Okay, now I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on here. I'm trying to decide if I want it up here. Yeah, I do. I want the blank space filled. I think it'll look better. All right. So we're just putting the little carrots right there. That's the inside. This is the outside, missing a doily, but we ran out of time. And there's the other side. You'll get to see it in the finished book. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video where we made 3 fun little different things. Well, they're not super different. It's hard to come up with different things all the time. But here, let's shove this under here so we don't see the side without a doily. All right, once again, I appreciate you all, and welcome to the new subbies. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know what I'm up to, and if people are enjoying my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please come subscribe. We have so much fun. I think we do. I'm not the most fascinating person, but I feel like I know my craft. So if you can come along, you'll learn with us. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.